Hello, everyone. My name is Fatma, and this is Roy. And we have a third team member, but he's not here today. Bill. Yeah, he sent his contributions, and Roy is going to Slack that the video. Yeah, it has been okay. Awesome. So you all have it right now, where he explains his contribution to the code. So we are going to talk about our app today, which is called Texas Beer app. But before I start talking about it, I want to ask, please raise your hand if you like beer. Yes, okay. This is the perfect app for you then. Okay. So this is how our main page looks like. We kept it pretty simple, but it has a lot of functionality as we will be demonstrating today. So actually, to start with it, maybe we can just go on the page itself, and then I can start talking about some of the technologies that we used, and then I'll pass it to Roy, and then he will continue with the APIs and all the other details that we incorporated. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I don't know about you, but I need a beer today. So the whole point of this was I love beer, and every fall I love Dogfish Head's Pumpkin Ale, and it's only coming out like 2 or 3 months every year. So it's always trying to hard to find that beer in a bar. So our idea was to you input a beer and you go ahead and it finds the closest beer, that closest bar that has that beer in there.
Yes. Okay.
There we go. So we call it Texas Beerway. We're kind of trying to focus only in the Austin market. And if you type in a beer, and it'd be Thirsty Planet, Thirsty Goat, and Thirsty Goat, but it's fine. As you can see, we have a really great library we use called Awesomplete that auto completes the beer that you have. We're loading the beer, and it tells you, look, we're like Thirsty Goat is right at Goodnight, right across the street. It takes to be 0 miles away, and through the untapped API that we use, it tells you the name, it gives you the label, how much alcohol content it has in it, description, and so you can go in and so yeah, that's what I wanted. That's my favorite beer. I'm gonna go find it, and there it is. And if you zoom out of the map, it shows you all the other places where it has the good night, has Thirsty Goat. So you're like, I don't like the good night. So you go to that different bar. Um, oh yeah, exactly.
And one thing about awesome complete, I always want to say awesome complete, but it's not. One thing about is that it's very useful because it eliminates the chance that the users not type the name of the beer correctly. And some of these beers that I have learned have very long and funky names. And I'm sure we always get drunk and we don't really remember what that delicious beer was. So this is very helpful in that sense too.
And one of the really cool things we wanted to do with this app was to help fledgling breweries get their name out there. So we have a beer of the month right here. So it shows right now it's just a default. Austin beer works are everywhere, but um, in the future, if a brewery wants to have their beer out there, they can may pay a small little fee, and we can advertise their beer for them, and then show which bar their beer is at, so you can find it. Um, and that's pretty much the app. It's a Bill kind of wanted a flat UI design where we can show easily, like be easy to use, and it shows you easy results. And so the different APIs that we use on the untapped API, which we need a 2 to 3 week waiting period, but luckily we emailed them and they gave us one right away without problem. They're super cool and super nice. We also use the Google Maps API, which Bill used, and I slacked you what Bill couldn't be here, so we slacked you his part of the project, which is more the Google Apps API part, the back end. And then we're also using that's Bill. I was gonna do a little. Yeah, that's the video portion of the thing. So again, we did the future plans with. We wanted to do more with this API, like many of you want to do with your projects. However, just ran out of time, and also we were just all kind of fragmented. Um, and then, well, yeah, we're talking about like little complications with the project. Like I said, we were all kind of apart, um, and so we used, instead of making it hurt us and breaking us, we what we learned from this project. If you scroll down a little bit, is what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You get better at coding. You learn how to use different technologies like GitHub and different APIs. We learn to work together because we're all separated. And also the fact that after coming from vacation, you look at a code base, you have no idea what Bill just wrote this giant Google API code, and you're looking at it, you're like, what is this? And I realized that's the job for in the future. We're going to be going to different positions, looking at different code that we have no idea how to operate on, but you have to learn how to do it, and that was fun and challenging and very interesting. Um, and
Yeah, I'll just ditto what Roy said. It was quite challenging to put all of us on the same page and understand what each of us have been trying to do. But they have done a great job, and I think this was a great team. And do you have any questions? I think we are in the last one moment. Yes.
yeah, so
That's a good question.
if we can show the code maybe, but we have an object array where it shows all the different beers, all the different bars, and it shows the longitude and latitude of each bar, and an array of beers that have an array that has all the beers that the bar carries. And so we use a for each loop to go through every single bar and checks to see if that value input in the string like has that beer in it. So it shows you all the different bars that has that beer. No, the websites are pretty good. They're like pretty, they we just a lot of data entry on that part, but for the most part, it was pretty simple for that.
We didn't put too many right now, but that's something for future that we can.
Yeah. So like you see, we have draft house. This is longitude latitude. We're using the Google Maps API here, and here's our array of beers, and also the URL to that website, to their website.
So you just got access to go to every bar, survey all the beers in each bar.
Or are you just gonna volunteer to do it?
Yeah. Well, that's also part of the. We wanted to like have more input from the users. Had actually like put that in the Firebase, like how they like the beer or what's at the bar, and that way they can input it in there and update the bar list.
Question: is it only bars or the stores that carry the beer as well?
Right now we're just doing bars, but yeah, possibilities are endless. It could be restaurants, it could be HEB, it could be whatever he wants to be.
Great job, guys. That was impressive.
Oh.